to do that. That was a solo. That's me coming off of my birthday trip.
The birthday weekend.
First of all, I want to say, can I start?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Yes, but before we get real started, about telling who you are, I got to say thank you. Thank you for all the people who came out and said happy birthday, gave me birthday wishes. I need all of them wishes. All of the wishes. So thank you. So perhaps we should say who we are, where we come from.
Who we are, where we come from, what we do, and why you listening to us. I'm Nina.
I'm Kenya.
And we are Harmonize with Nina and Kenya. And we talk about being black,
being a woman,
being a mom,
being a wife,
being a performing artist,
being a Christian. Yeah.
And there is no such thing as balancing all of that.
No.
That's why we try to harmonize, and which we never actually do when we say the word harmonize. Yeah. We got to get on the so me dough.
Well, we'll wait until we invite some singers.
The so me.
Yes.
Which, speaking of, next week's episode, we will be interviewing Miss Mariama White, one of the actresses who is part of the ensemble of Simply Simone at Caramoo House.
I cannot wait
to interview her.
To see Simply Simone. I've heard such wonderful things about.
You've
seen it?
I got to see it opening night. You were out birthday partying.
Yes, I was.
I
was turning up. Now I know what that mean, really.
So we gonna get.
Now I gotta turn down. Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Turn down for what?
That they cannot see what you are doing, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, we got to get you in there to see Simply Simone.
Yes.
Before we do the interview with Miss Mariama White.
Yes.
I'm so excited. To interview her because she is a great friend. We've performed together and she's awesome. But I'm gonna save that for that episode.
Yes. Okay.
So today we got some stuff we want to talk about.
Yes, child. I don't know about you. I feel scattered all over the place. I feel like somebody ripped into my pillow of feathers and just whoosh, out into the wind. Scattered. That's how scattered I feel.
Yes.
And I couldn't figure out why. You know, because I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm coming down off of my turn down for whatness because from my turn ups, my turnip greens, and now I'm turning down, which is great. But
do you remember when Michelle Obama made that video?
Did she make a video?
I'm so sorry. No, see, here we go. Scattered.
I gotta see that.
I'm trying.
Where's my phone?
I was trying not to get off topic, but so that song came out, and you know it was in the middle of her starting the healthy food campaign.
Oh,
kids.
right.
She made this little silly video.
Ask the First Lady event on Vine. People were encouraged to ask their questions. And this one came in from Alpha Cat. Obama.
Here's a question for the First Lady. On average, how many calories do you burn every time you turn up?
And this was her response.
Turn up for what?
I was like, why is she so corny? I love it.
Anything she does, I'm just like, oh, queen, my queen.
You know, it's
oh
like
my
she just had
Lord Jesus,
silly smile on her face.
You know what?
I know this is the stupidest thing, but
they had her do it, so
tickles me.
Let's turn up,
right?
Because that's something I would say, Mom, and I can hear Sasha and Malia, Mom.
Right.
I want you to know, Mrs. Obama, if you're listening.
Oh, I miss you. Come back.
I miss you so much. I just love it. Just love you.
Queen.
I love you and former President Obama. I know you have other things to do, but if you're listening, because you never know. You never know. She might be someplace. And
well, you know, their fabulous thing that they're doing now is they just show up at random high schools.
Yes,
and say, let's talk to the students.
Yes, if you want to stop by my house.
Okay.
I'm only inviting the Obamas over. I'm not inviting the rest of y'all over. Y'all got to bring a dish.
Okay.
They can come without bringing a dish.
That can feed 4.
That's right. Feed, yes.
To 7
right.
if
4
you
to
come into
7.
my
Right.
house.
That's right. That's right.
So.
Yeah, but we love y'all.
So we scattered.
We're scattered.
And so we wanted to talk about, so I don't know if you all know about this wonderful service. I am going to put it in the show notes. And I heard about it on the Friend Zone pod. Thank you, Fran.
I love
Hey, Fran.
friends. Hi, friends.
And Hey Fran, hey, introduced us all to the Shine text.
Love that text.
Yes, and I have been, and they added a new feature somewhere like 2 to 3 months in where you could set an intention and a daily goal. My goal was to put more creativity back into my life. And today I hit 111 days of working on my creativity.
What?
So
what?
So, but the text this morning had a life hack that we actually use in the theater. And it was saying, basically visualize the end and work backwards. And so we use it in the theater from the producing end. And maybe sometimes you could say from the playwriting end, because you might sometimes go in and you might not know what the whole play is, but you might know, like, sometimes you might get the final scene first.
Right.
And then you have to figure out, okay, how do we get here? But definitely in terms of producing, we work backwards, because when you're in season planning, you set the season dates.
Right.
Before you set anything else, however many shows are in your season, when your benefit is going to be, how long each show is going to run. And then what you start doing, like, when you're opening your season, what the opening date is, and what the closing date is. So then you start to work backwards from there, and you're like, okay, we've picked the plays, and so now we have to get the rights. And then you say, if you're opening this night, then you work backwards, because it's like, if we're opening this night, then tech has to start here. If tech starts here, then costumes and whatever have to be in here. If those things are in there, actors have to be off book here. If actors are off book here, that means blocking is done here. Blocking is done by then. That means that the table read has to happen here, which means auditions and casting have to happen here, which means the director and the designers have to be, happening here, and on and on and on. But
and
you're
it's like
working from the end.
Piecing a puzzle in, but I think it's like when I piece in a puzzle, I get all the end pieces first, and then I work outward, inward.
Yes,
if that makes sense. So
and so, like, building a character might not happen that way, but certainly building the play,
the
often,
production,
the production itself happens that way. And I was thinking about, that was the first connection I made, obviously, as a theater officer. I was like, oh, yay, Shine.
There you go. There's a note. This is how your creative self can actually come up with your own solutions for some of your problems.
Yeah.
If you ever get in a rut, there's something about you creatively that you can figure out how to, solve some of the problems. Yeah. At least.
And so, I made that connection. And I was like, oh yeah, Shine Tech's doing a theater thing.
Right.
And I was like, but that's easier to do at different points in your career.
Right.
Like when if you're an artist and you go to the audition and you get cast, that's like great. So I know exactly what I have to do with my time for the next, 5, 6 weeks, 5 to 8 weeks, however long the run of the show is or whatever. Right. And so, like Saturday rehearsals are like this. So I know I have to food prep on that, and you're able to kind of structure your life that way. But then when you are past being the new kid on the block, the new hotness in the market, and you're more
way past it,
and you're not the new hotness anymore, but you are established.
Yes,
because you and I are at the point in career now where people start to say, hey, I have this project that I would like you to work on with me.
Right.
But that happens like once a season.
Right.
So you have the rest of the season to do things, you know, to stay sharp, to stay relevant, to yourself, you know, to work out your creative muscles and all of that. But like, I'm just because of the market that I'm in only. Right. Unless it's a director who doesn't know me, or it's truly a show that there are 6 of us who could play this role. Like, really, there's 6 of us. Right. And they really have to, like, put us through some paces based on the vision that they have for the show. I'm at the point where I don't have to audition as much. Right. You know, unless I'm working at a theater that I've worked before, but it's a director that's never worked with that theater, so they don't know me. Right. You know, but if I'm working with directors who know me, very often,
they're writing stuff for you.
Yeah, they're writing stuff for me. And, and that's where I should be in a market that I've been in for 20 years.
Yeah, of course.
Like, if I were to move to Chicago tomorrow, I would be auditioning every day.
Right.
So I'm not. I just want to be clear. I'm not saying like I didn't have to audition.
No, it's not that.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
But you know, it's a different kind of thing that happens once you get to a certain stage,
and it makes you feel scattered. It makes me feel scattered. Yeah, it does. And I'll tell you this. Let me just jump in real quick. I have been sitting on a lot of these production meetings with you. Yeah. And with fellow musicians and directors and actors. And I love production meetings because I've learned so much with them, because I didn't have that. I didn't have that much of an opportunity as a dancer to do that. So because I'm so immersed in the theater world and, you know, work choreography with, you know, with actors and musicians so much, there's so much other stuff that I learned about that has helped me to produce work and to see everything from all sides, including the dance and the choreography. Like, as if that wasn't enough. Like, that was enough, I thought. But then there were other things that I had to consider, and a lot of them was putting things together in a time frame. You know, as a dancer, I don't worry about the time. You tell me to come in. Can you come in? We're going to rehearse this many times, blah, 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 out a week, and then by this time we have to do this, this, and that. And I do it. I do it because I'm supposed to, and I'm getting paid to do it. You know, 9 times 10 I'm getting paid to do it. Yeah. But when you are the person who's putting all of that together, then you have to know to have that time frame. You have to be able to delegate that work. You have to be the creative source. You have to be, you know, you have to be all of those things. In addition to that, you're the one who maybe has to deal with the dancer who may not show up. You know, that's what I have to deal with all the time. Right. You know? Right. So I have to quick change and be on my feet and, you know, and all of that. But I use that production model as a sounding board, which does simplify my life
so
a lot.
Starting at the end and
working back.
The idea that I want us to talk about a little deeper is when you're at that mid stage of career and you're in the position that we're in right now, which is you might have one guaranteed project a season, right? But the rest you have to create. How do we as artists who are also wives and mothers and the wife and the mother thing will pull you right into that, right? But you know, how do we create the discipline to do it? Where do we draw the inspiration from? And how do we help reestablish a new structure? Like we've touched on this a little bit. When I'm in a show, no problem. I know what time I gotta go to bed. I know, you know, I'm warming up for at least an hour before I ever get to the theater. I am taking my vitamin. I'm drinking all my, you know, all of the things. I know
you've studied the care. You've studied all of that.
Right. I know what I need to do.
Not only do you know what to do, the family knows what to do, and your friends know what to do around you.
Right. But but that's easy when I'm in a show.
Yes. And create the show. Let's talk about that.
And that's what I want to talk about, because that's where the scattered stuff starts. Because like right now I'm not in school. Right. So I don't have any deadlines except the ones that I set and the ones if I'm in a project that, I work so well with a deadline, y'all.
Oh my God.
Give me a deadline and I'm great.
Yes.
Like, that's the first thing I say in a meeting when they're like, yeah, we would love to, X, Y,
when? What's the date?
and that's exactly what I do. I said, so can we establish 2 or 3 action steps? And when is our next meeting?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because if it's just like,
well, we'll do it. We'll get
out
it
there
out
in the wind.
No, that's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
No, that's happening now. Right now to me.
Okay,
I'm supposed to be working with. I'm supposed to work with an artist right now. Mm-hmm. We kind of had a deadline. We haven't spoken with each other since maybe July.
Words.
Yes, I have them. We haven't spoken to each other since maybe July. We're supposed to get something ready and available. Now, because I know that this person's a professional, I'm not completely worried. But, there's some things that, if I'm going to be the one who's dancing, because y'all know I just had a birthday, right?
Yes, birthday
yes,
girl.
I did. Yes, I did. And, as fabulous as I feel and look, there are things that I do have to work on that I didn't have to work on so much, like, the extra inches in the thigh. Or, the extra pooch in the belly. Now, it may not show up because I know enough about fashion and lines to make stuff look nice. Mm-hmm. But as a dancer, I'm always very self-conscious about it. So those are things that I need like a couple weeks or a week to coach myself through those kinds of things so that I can actually get to the project at hand. Mm-hmm. If I'm the one who's doing the performing.
Right.
And, because there's just, come on, my fellow dancers, there's a lot of demons in your head when you don't, go to class every day and you can't make it and you can't, you just can't do class or workshops all the time. Right. I don't know about you. I would love to be able to just run to New York and just do a workshop here and there. But even with if it's not a financial strain, it's other stuff. Yeah. That's as important to me.
So what do you do is the question. Because, well, we've established this is all the stuff that's pulling us in 20 directions.
Right. We know that. Right.
So when because at this point for me, and I'm not going to speak for you, I'll let you speak to it for yourself.
Right.
But for me, it is a necessity for my health and my sanity that I maintain a creative life.
Yes, it's the same with me. We've tried. We both have.
Yeah.
We've tried to pull away and say, I'm not going to do this. This is what, and both of us will get physically ill and crazy as a sidewalking dog, as my daddy says.
As confused as a Dalmatian in a race ride.
In the middle of a race ride, girl. As confused as a Dalmatian. That's my favorite.
That's that good old Southern wit for you.
She was as confused as a Dalmatian in a race ride.
All right. So,
anyway. My favorite. But what I do is I refer to, there's 2 things I refer to. I always refer to my experiences as a dancer. Mm-hmm. And this one I thought of this morning, Miss Nina. I meant to tell you this earlier before I come over.
Tell me.
But I refer to the time when I was breastfeeding and I had to give up milk and milk products.
Yeah.
For both children, I had to do it for both children, but it was heart-wrenching for me the first time around. I was like, what you mean give up milk and milk products? Because my son had terrible eczema and he was allergic at the time to milk and milk products. I think we've talked about this before.
I think we did on one episode.
But the thing is that she was like, if you want your son to get better, you have to stop eating the milk or milk products. And I know you're not going to do that. So let me just get you to soy. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And I did do it. I took away the milk and milk products. And you know what? Maybe it's just because you have the first baby. Mm-hmm. The pounds fell off because I was breastfeeding and I didn't have a good hot cooked meal at night because I had one of those children who don't like to sleep. He likes to play all night. He likes to be entertained. He don't like to sleep. Some of y'all have good babies. I had a good baby, but he was healthy and running all the time. He didn't just want to sit. He needed to be entertained. So I do flips and, point work and, all kinds of stuff. Take him, throw him in the air, catch him, all that. I was doing all that, swimming, hockey, all of that I was doing with the baby. So to keep him happy. Soccer. All of that. So, for my first year of pregnancy, I was down. I was more healthy than I'd ever been because I was eating properly, even though and I can tell you, to be in New York City and not have pizza, a macaroni and cheese, chips, or certain things, crackers that had milk products in it, cookies. But I did it. I did it for 13 months. I sure did. Every once in a while I would pump and dump, because if I, for special occasions, but I did it for him. But I was doing it for me. Now ask me to lean out for 2 weeks and not do milk and milk products, I will be like, well, I don't know. It's not every day that I can't get, and that's where I am. And I know I can do it. I've done it so many times before, just as probably some of our listeners have done. Right. As you have done.
And why is it so hard to do what we know? I know what works.
Yeah.
I know when I was 16, I was diagnosed with, I had severe hypoglycemia. So it's the opposite of diabetes.
Right.
But it took I don't know, 4 or 5 months for them to figure out what was wrong. Cause I started randomly passing out. And
no, that's terrible.
And there was no rhyme or reason to it because it's I could just be sitting there, I'd pass out.
Oh my gosh.
I could be in the middle.
That is so scary.
It was scary. I could be in the middle of the gym class. I would pat there was no identifiable pattern.
Right.
So I had to walk around with a heart monitor on. For
oh my gosh!
I had to go do EKGs and the one where you can't condition your hair and they put the stuff in your hair.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
And while I was I had
a black woman without hair conditioning.
Listen,
do y'all even understand?
At 16.
At 16.
I went through this for 3 months. And then finally a nurse, not
a doctor,
no, a nurse
said,
has anybody drawn the child's blood and looked at her blood sugar?
Well, now look at there.
So we had to do the test where, you fast for 10 hours and then they give you the glucose drink.
Yeah.
And then so what they figured out is that my blood sugar was severely low, regular levels for my age at the time and height and weight and all that would have been somewhere around 110 to 150. My blood sugar was 39. And it was like that with the glucose test, and then it was like that after I ate Thanksgiving dinner. With double. It was 39. So they're so it's you're giving yourself 2 or 3 shots of insulin. So what they figured out is that my pancreas was overactive, and so it was this whole thing where I would eat, and so the natural insulin would fire, but then adrenaline would fire and beta hormone would fire, and so then my heart was going.
Oh my God!
Then here's the doctor. Well, the good thing is the receptors in your legs are working because that's what's making you pass out, so your heart will slow back down. And I was great.
Thank you.
Right. Great. So
always look at the right side of your life.
So then I had to take a beta blocker for several years, and I had to go from eating 3 meals, which were kind of socialized to do, to eating 6 or 7 small meals a day. And then so that went on until I was about 21, 22. Graduate from Dillard. Said a few prayers, said I don't want to be taking all this medicine. I feel like my grandmother.
Yes, right.
Flush it down the toilet.
Right.
Don't do that, y'all.
No.
Take your old medicine.
Yes, take your. Go to the doctor. Let the doctor tell you. Do not just be like, Miss Nina just said she didn't do it. She took some prayers.
She had the face.
Don't do that. Whoosh.
Don't do that. But that's what I did. But I also knew that I think I also intuitively knew that I was outgrowing it. And I did have a conversation with God, and I flushed my meds down the toilet. Yeah. But at the same time, several things were all working together.
Right.
I started doing yoga.
Right.
As a part of this, I was an acting intern at the Tulane Summer Shakespeare Festival.
Okay.
And
so your spiritual world is being fed, Your body was being fed.
My creative world was being
fed. Yes, your creative world was being fed.
But hear me, as a part of the training in the company, we started, so we would train from 1 to 6, and then we would have a dinner break, and then we would rehearse from 6:45 to like 10:30.
Right.
This is 6 days a week. We started every training period with an hour of yoga. So I'm doing an hour of yoga 6 days a week.
Right. Wow.
And so a whole lot of things started to shift for me.
Yeah.
You know, like I figured, because I had always been a little chunky thing until puberty. And then it's like I went to bed and I woke up and suddenly I had curves and I was cute.
Wow. That's what I want to happen now.
Whatever. Kenya, I'm not even going to go there with you. I'm not.
Y'all don't know.
Y'all don't.
Oh my God.
No. Anyway, we're not.
Okay.
We are not.
Don't look at that.
Going to have this argument because Kenya has Tina Turner, Michelle Obama arms.
Oh my God.
Okay?
That's the last little bit. That's it.
And legs.
From the knee down.
Whatever. So we're not going to body shame ourselves.
No,
or
we're not.
anyone
No,
else.
we're not. No.
So
the word of the day is bootylicious. Bootylicious. We'll talk about good words in a second. Go on, Miss Nina. Go on.
But all of that to say, I'm going all around the mulberry bush.
Yes.
Story.
Yeah.
So I started the yoga, and it was a tool that helped me like find peace, helped me understand that my body was strong and flexible in a way that I had not known my body before. And I figured out I don't have to eat the way that I was raised, because we were poor, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we were.
No, just kidding. Does that count like last week? 3 days ago?
You silly. I mean, we were the kind of poor though that like we didn't know what a fresh vegetable was.
Yeah.
Like I didn't. You know, we ate canned vegetables.
Yeah.
Only.
Okay.
And I didn't start choosing to eat like fresh greens and actually thinking of that even as an option for myself until I was in my 20s, because I had not been raised that way.
Right.
That's not how we ate.
Right.
You know, we were a family of casseroles and red beans and rice and fried food and Stouffer's TV dinners and
don't do it, y'all. Don't do it.
Off-brand TV that like when we grew up, we ate trash.
Okay.
And a lot of it was because it was what was available. It was what was affordable, and you know, my parents did the best that they could. But once I started raising myself, and adulting myself, you know, I had to make different choices. And you know, when you're in your 20s and you're like, oh my God, I have my first place.
Yep, right.
And I can eat Oreos for breakfast if I want to. You know, all that stuff. You know, but I was like, but I choose health. Yeah. And you know, and I was also in grad school and in an acting internship and all of these things. So I was so disciplined. Yeah. Listen.
Come on now.
I had my little 6 small meals. I had my little fresh greens. I had my everything that I needed. You know, into the man and stir, and it all went to hell. No, that's not quite true.
I know, but I know what you mean though.
That is not true. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
No, but seriously, it was easier to do.
Right.
You know, before the kids, it was easier to do.
Everything is.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was also easier to do earlier in the career. Yeah. When I wasn't trying to harmonize my life in quite the same way. Right. Because I didn't have as many priorities that are all important to me.
Girl, you walked in. Girl, you were Sade. You were Sade at that time. You already had the band. If you came out and went, that you would have had all that with you. Now you Sade. You the drummer. You the saxophone player. You the guitar person. sound.
Look, I finally remember what the original question was.
Yes.
Before we went all around the
okay, yeah.
Why is it so hard to do what we know is
I was
good
gonna
for
say
us?
fast forward to now.
Why is it so hard to do?
Because you know what to do. Because what you do now is what you've been doing.
Right, and we talked about it yesterday.
We sure did.
Me, you, and Kelly.
Yes. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, girl. Like, we know what to do. Like, I realized that even in my like resigning the position,
yes,
I had gotten very busy the past 2 weeks, and I'd forgotten to take my vitamin. And when I went in for physical last year, my doctor was like, "Oh, you're a little anemic. You need some vitamin D. Oh, that's probably contributing to your mood. Vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin. You know, you need to take this."
Right.
And go
and
outside.
we know that in Cleveland,
right.
you know,
and go outside.
And you know, and in Cleveland, like it's only a matter of time,
right,
before the sun disappears,
and it's gonna be gone.
And it's gone. And you know, and I don't know about you, but I start freaking, like right after my birthday, I'm like, oh shit. Oh, can I say shit?
Yes. Can you?
You have to think about what you're going to do for yourself so that you can be on the right page at all times.
But why is this so hard?
Because we're older and wiser. I'm going to say wiser more than older.
Okay.
But I think that's what it is. I think that, you know, we're not supposed to be in that space where we were before.
Well,
because
no.
we've already mastered that.
No, see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I haven't mastered it.
Yes, you have.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna listen again. I missed something. I'm gonna sit here and look at you and listen. I'm listening.
The acting part, yes, all of that.
Yes.
What I have not mastered is taking care of myself outside of a process.
Got you.
Because like I know.
I'm gonna tell you right now why. Wait a minute. Wait.
Okay.
Wait. I'm cutting you off.
Go.
Because the process is what helps you to take care of yourself. You don't have a process yet because you're in between. You're in transition of a process. It's transitioning. So you got to come up with a new process. That just does not happen overnight.
A transition process?
There's a process for everything. There's a process. You got to transition to the process. And part of the process in transitioning is you got to feel scattered. That's the talk I was having with myself this morning.
Okay, you're on to something. Keep going.
Okay, so, you know, for example, there was a certain place that I worked at.
Be nice.
I'm going to be nice. Because
we're
not only did I just...
names.
I'm not naming any names. Those of you all know me already know what this place is. Y'all know who it is.
And we're not telling, so don't
ask.
If
you don't know, then don't X.
Don't email us.
X. Okay? Don't say, well, what is that? I ain't telling. Lips are closed. I'm not going to say that it was... Okay? But this place is something that has been so involved in my youth... In my this place for as long as I can remember. So this place is actually a part of my life. I cannot have a conversation for very long without bringing this place up. And so when I was not able to work at this place anymore, it took me a very long time to come to understand that. People were always very kind to me. The people that I worked with, I loved them. But, you know, it was that situation, you know, and then it just wasn't working anymore. It was just like this one comedian said that, you know, I wish that when you had sex with people that you actually had geometric parts. Like if you have a triangle, you know, your triangle's going to fit with somebody else's triangle, but you're still trying to put a triangle in a circle. It's not working. And that's what was happening. Like it's a square, and you have a hexagon. It's not gonna work. The corners don't match, dude. It doesn't match. So it just didn't work. And I'm feeling like, well, I gotta come up with a new thing. That's so unfair that I have to do that. Yeah. But you know what? I have to do that. That's what I'm an artist. As you know, it would be easier if I said, I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to get a degree and thus and such. I almost wish I was that person sometimes, but that's not the person that I am. That's not what God created. I tried it. It didn't work. you know. So I have to create.
Say no. Yes, you can do that.
I can the Kenny Chan. That's my nickname, y'all. Call me Kenny Chan. Mm-hmm. The Kenny Chan cannot do. She can't do that. I mean, if that's in my future, then I'm sure only God will have to come to me, like off the cross. Jesus will have to get off the cross, you know.
He already off the cross.
Yes, he have to put it, you know, because in my mind, who I know who he is. He'll have to come over to my house, knock on. Is this Kenya's social security number? Blah blah blah. Da. Who lives over on da. Yes, Lord. Okay. Let me in. Okay, Lord. All right, I wrote it out for you. It's highlighted. This is what you need to do. Go and become a doctor. And your life will be easier. Okay? All right. You got that? Make sure you tithe. I'm out. You know?
You don't have any sense. Zero. Zip. None. None.
So what he has done, though, is that I gave you the process, hoochie. I don't think Jesus would call me a hoochie.
He might.
But he might. I don't know. I would be thrilled if he did. I gave you the process. You know you are in a different area. Mm-hmm. The hexagon does not fit the square. It's time for you to take what I've given you with this base work. Mm-hmm. I've given you this, so you have to now take what you know and do best and turn it into something else. Does it feel pretty? No, it never does. What did pregnancy teach you, Kenya Woods? Well, conception was fun. But the first trimester was absolutely wretched. You know, but it was just 3 months. And then after that, you were fine. And then after that, you got a little weaker, but you were okay. And then after that, it was labor. And that was, it's terrible. But 12 years later, what you got? Somebody can hug you and kiss you and ask you to drive them to McDonald's. You know? Okay. That's what it is.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Because I often tell... No, you're right. Because we went through this Sundiata. Uh-huh. And I reminded the cast. I was like, so, hey, listen. Mm-hmm. We're coming up on the train wreck rehearsal.
Yeah.
And they were like,
what is that? Because you're so fabulous. You got it down to the... Like, you even look... Let me tell y'all something. Let me take over the mic. Hi. Let me tell you something. Miss Nina is so aware of what the process is. You are so aware that if you don't go through that one process, you're like, oh my God, it's going to be a wreck because it didn't happen. She did this show. She did Medea at 6. Okay. And all you had to do was act on that one. Yeah. Really. But you also knew, because you directed and written and produced and, you know, played the violin and banjo and all of that stuff.
No, I didn't.
Whatever. Because you did all of that stuff, you knew what was supposed to, you know, it's not like it's supposed to happen, but it's like, don't freak out if this does happen. So if we have a train wreck that happens before, then it's no point in freaking out. I almost look forward to it because that's what's supposed to happen. Right. Well, it didn't happen because at this point, there was no need in it happening because everybody was that professional, and sometimes it's a rare.
Let me explain what the train wreck rehearsal
is. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, depending on the type of show, like at this level, a lot of times people come in off book, meaning they come in first, second rehearsal with all their lines memorized.
Yes.
We didn't do that with Medea X6 because it was a new work and we knew there were going to be changes. Right. Mm-hmm. So we were extremely familiar, but not completely memorized. And we just set like, the playwright was also the director. So he said like, we won't be changing anything after this date. And so then that's the point when we want to be memorized. Okay. You know, and the changes were minor. It wasn't like he was giving us like, here's 10 new pages. You know, it wasn't, we were farther than that in the process of the play.
Which he can sometimes do.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. You know who you are.
Stop. So, but often what happens is you come in, you're off book, you learn your blocking. The blocking is where the actors move on stage. And then that's when the really deep work begins. You can't do anything until you know where you're supposed to be going and you know what you're saying, because that's when you start to make discovery. So then you start to have those discoveries, you're building your character, you do all of that, and then like gradually the props are added, you start to get your costume pieces, then you go into dress rehearsal, which just has all your costumes and props, and then you have technical rehearsal. Tech is when they add sound and lights. Then you have tech dress, where you put it all together.
Right.
So usually somewhere around dress rehearsal, there is a night where everything is just a little bit off.
Right.
Like
that's when the cast gets yelled at.
Not necessarily.
That's what the cast for me.
You know,
so the dancers get yelled at.
You know, but it's like in terms of being the performer as opposed to the director. It's a night when like your internal rhythm is off. You can't quite get the timing right in the scene. You're missing.
You're not feeling that feeling.
Yeah, right. Something's off. Like you miss an intro. You know, all this kind of stuff. This happens in rehearsal.
Yeah.
And usually it's the point right before the point in rehearsal where there's for me, I'll speak for myself as an actor. If there's a problem that I've been trying to solve or something that I've been trying to figure out about the character or that journey, that train wreck usually happens right before I figure it out. And it's usually because it's like right in front of me and I just can't see it yet. And I have to let go and get out of my way and then just surrender to the process. So I have the train wreck.
You just said it.
Shut up. I know. Shut your mouth. I have the train wreck. And then it's like, ta-da, brilliance, right?
Yes.
So.
Was it with you all the time, Miss Nina? Go on. You can say,
I am holding my hand up to her face. Talk to the hand, can you?
Hello, hand.
So like with Medea, with Medea, it didn't quite happen like that, and I was freaking out. It's called. I was like, Kenya, I haven't had a train wreck. The show was in 2 days.
I was like, Bing, I think I know why.
It's like I have to have the train wreck. If I don't have the train wreck, it's going to happen on stage, and that will be horrible.
And it never did.
It didn't.
It never did. And for those of you who don't know the reason why yet, it's because she's in a new space of doing this. She's in a much, it's a different space.
Yeah.
Now that you get it down, I'm telling you, it's so much like motherhood. You finally figure out what the dinner time routine is. Remember that? Chicken nuggets, mixed vegetables, applesauce. You figure it out, and all of a sudden, hey, with hamburgers from Miss Nina, I'll take gumbo from her. And you're like, dang, I guess I was good. Now I gotta get better at being good. But I think that's the part of the artistry.
I guess so. Yeah,
and I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to all my peoples out there going through this. I know you're going through this. Universal. Kenya, you going through it, Kenya? Jumbo. What about Spain? Is Spain going through it? Hola. Mexico? Hola. Dominican Republic? Hola. Texas? Hola.
I can't stand you.
What about England? Y'all going through, what is it? Switzerland?
Hey. Yeah, y'all. We got
some
in Switzerland.
Yes. We got anybody in Dakota?
Yeah, stop.
What do they say in Dakota? Hello. In the Midwest, hi. You know what? Everybody is going through it. If you've been an artist long enough, you go through it. And as I'm speaking this out, I'm actually talking to myself because that is exactly what I'm going through with this whole feeling scattered and what do I need to do to get back on task, or am I beating myself up too much, or when do I need to just lie down and look at the sky, all of that.
You know what, that's important. Stillness is important,
right?
And brings clarity, and a lot of times there is not a lot of space in the busyness of life, whether you have kids or not, to find your still, like you have to prioritize stillness. And I know for me as an artist, people think, let me not say everyone. There have been people who have reacted to this when I've said it. It's like, I have to have time to daydream.
Yeah.
As a creator. Like I have to have, like I like art on walls. I mean, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right.
I love pictures and photographs on walls.
Yeah.
But I also always have to have a blank wall.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm saying Nina has to have a blank wall that sometimes I can just look at and visualize things and see things play out in my imagination.
That. Yeah.
So that the scatteredness can like settle. And I think the part of what is giving me like so much trouble right now is that I feel like I want the process to happen faster than it does. And like I forget, you know, I just resigned from my position and I only had that particular position for 4 years, but I've been working for that place for 18.
Yeah.
But that's not what the training is now. The training now, and I'm not talking about necessarily the craft, but the training of how to navigate a career is like you go to a place, you work there for 2-3 years and you can go somewhere else. Yeah. Until you establish your own thing, and your own thing could be 3 to 5 different things.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
So the training is just different. So it's very difficult. In one sense, it was easy to leave because I was ready. Right. Like, it is time to go.
Oh, a baby changes everything.
Right. But I forgot. You know, but in my readiness to leave, one of the things that I forgot is like how much time was put in. Right. And so how much
is actually affecting?
Yes, how much it's affecting me, I think. Because there are days when I am just like sitting here enraged at certain things. It's like, why am I so mad? And it's like, oh, you're like going through a grief process. It's okay.
It's an artistic divorce.
Well, you know, I mean, yes.
In a sense.
It's amicable, though.
It's
very amicable. Because it wasn't like, fine, go in.
Yes, and you throwing your shoe.
Right. Right, it wasn't
cutting tires and stuff. Right. No, it's never. No,
it wasn't that at all. You know, it's the kind of thing. It's like
that. That's what it was for me. I don't need that job. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't like that either.
But you know what I mean. Like it was very amicable. It was like, you know, we love you, and if you ever want to do anything with us, of course you're welcome. And there's always a place for you here. That kind of thing. But, But it was still like there are things that. You know, I think as with anything you've been a part of for longer than 10 years, change happens. And sometimes that change you agree with and sometimes you don't. Right.
And even when you agree with it, which you did, everybody did. It's just, in my case, it was a matter of I outgrew the place. I just outgrew it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I outgrew it.
Right.
They knew I outgrew it.
Yeah.
I knew I outgrew it.
Yeah.
They wanted me to continue to grow in a different direction.
Yeah.
With it. And I was like, no,
but they didn't have those supplies.
I'm trying to grow this way.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
Right.
But also part of me was like upset. Yeah. If I'm honest. Yeah. That they didn't want me to grow the way I wanted to grow. But see, that's not their job either.
Right.
That's my job.
Right.
And I think that's what I'm upset about.
Okay. Go on, Miss Nina. Process it. See? Process. That's what we got on the show notes. Process. I think it's there somewhere. Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. Process.
Trying not to cry on this mic.
Oh, my goodness. Where's the tissues, Lord Jesus? Oh, my gosh.
I'm editing it out.
No, don't edit it out. Y'all know the pain. Shoot.
I'm editing it out.
Girl, don't edit out. No.
No, but I think... like,
I'm with you.
I think my period is coming.
Okay. And let me while you get your breath together, the period is very important.
Yes,
to me. The reason is because every month, you know, a lot of people see it as a curse, whatever. But here's what happens. every month you get an internal reminder to do two things. One is to clean you out.
Yeah.
Through the blood, it cleans you out. Number two is it unleashes a lot of the stuff that gets buried under the rug every month that you have to, whether you want to, or it just happens that you bury them. It reveals those things. Yep. And so you become hypersensitive and you have to deal with them in some kind of way. So that's a good thing.
So, exactly.
Okay.
So here it's coming out.
Okay.
So that's one thing.
Yeah.
I know that I'm cycling, so I know I'm emotional.
Right.
But I think as part of the grieving process of leaving a thing, not that I'm grieving leaving the place, I am not.
Yes, here's a pamper. For your tears. I just got our cloth diaper, y'all.
Okay, so it's clean. Because nobody in here is in cloth diapers anymore.
Girl, but they come in handy.
Right, they do. That's why I kept them all.
But
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But so I'm not grieving leaving the place. I was ready to be very transparently away from white people. I need to be, I mean, we out here now. I might as well tell y'all the real and let me just go on all the way back to the Ninth Ward. I was tired of being around white people. I need to be around black people. Specifically,
and here I'm trying to run away from black people, be around the white people.
Look, and specifically, I need to be around black artists.
Okay, yeah.
Like I was just tired of helping Sue foster and nurture art that is not nurturing me.
Right.
So that's one thing.
Right.
And not that none of it did, but y'all get what I'm saying. I need to be around some black people.
Yeah. You do your research. You go to the YouTube, internet. You find out more and more about.
You go to the university and give them all your money. You do
all of that, and then whatever.
So I'm grieving because it's a loss. Period. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a loss that you wanted, you still can grieve it.
Right.
So I understand that.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I didn't understand. I think how much I stuffed. And code switched on a day-to-day, just out of necessity and survival. And it's like you notice, as the months went on, I just got less and less concerned with any kind of code switching at all, and that's something I'm also examining in my life. Like my forever mood right now is being black in front of white people, like as black as I am. In front of white people, which means that, because, and I know y'all hear it on the show, and I know people who don't know me think it's funny, and it might even be confusing, but like when you grow up in New Orleans and you go to theater school, the first thing they do is try to beat your accent out you.
Oh, wow.
Well, because characters don't talk like that unless they from New Orleans.
Wow.
So if I'm playing a British whoever, she don't sound like this. Yeah. If I'm playing a Caribbean whoever, she don't sound like this. Right. So here we go. I have to be able to put on my American standard.
Oh. Wow.
Dialect.
Good. Yeah. I wish I had a dialect to go to. Mine was completely stripped. Stripped, take it away.
And because I live in Cleveland, a lot of times what happens is I sound like the people that I'm around the most. Yeah. And Jonathan even says, like, he can tell who I'm talking to on the phone because I pick it up. Like, if I talk to my friend Falune, who's from Liberia, if I think Falune, this is what happens to my voice.
Yeah, right.
If I think Falune, there it is.
Right.
If I'm talking to India, who even her accent is changed now, because even though she's from New Orleans, born and raised, she's lived in Nashville, she's lived in Texas, then I sound a different way. If I'm talking to my boyfriend from California, oh my God,
oh my God,
but
I tend to do the same thing.
I mean, I think people do. You pick up habits from people who are around you,
right.
But I think it's also because as an actor, I'm like, ooh, your voice is doing a thing. Yeah, and I'm listening to because I want to be
on that page.
Right, because and because I'm studying people.
Yeah, right.
But you know, one of the things that I was often really cognizant of is, you know, being the spook that sat by the door. So I know how to, you know, and this freaks white people out when I say it, but it's the truth.
Okay.
I know how to speak a certain way to make you comfortable.
Oh, Black Joe, at your service, won't do nothing that'll make you nervous.
No, that I won't be doing. But
remember that you know who's listening in? We did you know what? You know where? That show? Remember that show?
You silly. But like, you know, when I'm working on behalf of a community, you know, them getting access to certain services are in my hands. I ain't gonna go into the meeting like, yeah, so you know,
you're right.
We need for you to do this for us because
you have to be the great translator.
You know, I have to represent that company that I represent at the time and explain to them why arts and education is important for the children.
Oh my God, all day long.
You know, and I'm like, I worked this voice
to
the tune of $2.5 million of in-kind services. So, you know, I'm not mad at that because I was very aware of, number one, my light skin privilege. I was very aware of here's one nobody wants to talk about, my pretty privilege.
Yeah. People get your hair.
Well, that's part of the pretty privilege.
Okay, yes.
No, because people give favor to what they give favor to.
Right, they do.
And one of the things I talked about with the intergenerational leaders of color at the Theater Communications Group conference, as you know, we had this workshop mixer, whatever, where we teamed up in groups, and you know, we're all sitting there, and it's like, you know, one of the ice-breaking questions to the discussion was, if you had a piece of advice for your younger self, what would you tell them? And I said, well, I would tell my younger self to always make sure to leave space to take care of her mental health, because she was not aware of what being white people's comfortable choice was going to do to her. And they were all like, "Oh my God!
Wow, I'm about to fall out. Oh my goodness!"
You know, and but I understand that, because I was the face of that company, the black face, of me, y'all.
And they will take you over me,
not
for obvious reasons.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I was the black face.
Yes, of course.
Right. My shade in most makeups is warm beige. Okay. So to give you a picture, I'm warm beige, okay? So I'm not even sand. I'm warm beige.
I'm just thinking about what that would look like on me,
girl.
I would look like a kabuki.
But I'm saying, you know, I got tired.
Yeah,
I got tired.
It's tiring.
It's tiring, and so I got tired of that. And you just don't realize how much you're stuffing and holding and pushing down, because, you know, at the end of the day, if I'm talking about 175 kids getting food today, my feelings are not important in this moment. There are other things in this particular moment that are more important. I will deal with my feelings later.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of later.
Yeah.
So I was done with later. And I'm tired of taking care of people.
Well, think about it too. You're doing this at work.
Yeah.
And then you come home and you do it at home.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, you're a social butterfly. So you got friends like me, you know, and you got a lot of friends, you know, and then you service yourself out to actors who, you know, they look at you, and because you're so good at what you do, you know, they have already put the Superman cape on you. And here's what I hear a lot of times when people refer to you. Oh, Nina, she's great. She's Superwoman. And I'm like, that's nice. You know, because, yeah, it's true, you know, but she's Superwoman. But I know what that feels like because, you know, I'm very energetic.
Right.
And, I'm the life of the party.
Because they say the same thing about you.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
They say that same thing. And then when I'm tired and my voice isn't working anymore, my lungs don't work.
Right.
As a result, my I wish I could tweet this, but to be honest, I don't know how to tweet. But if you could tweet this for me, that would be great.
I'll tweet it for you.
But I always say you can have the best cell phone in the world, but if it's not charged, it can't do anything for you. So, that is a lot of times what I feel like. I feel like what's out now, the 8? I don't even know if that's the best one.
The 8 and the 10.
Okay, I'm an I8.
They skipped the 9 because 7, 8, 9.
Oh, Lord. That's what I feel like. I feel like a combination of the i7, 10, the latest Android, this, and that. I'm the girl who brings the life to the party. I come in peace. The dark-skinned girl who comes in peace. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, I'm up for playing that game. I'm okay with it, but it gets tiring. And what has been most disturbing for me, though, is that I've watched myself be pushed aside so much, especially when it comes to these little divorce. Now, I don't know about you. You had a nice amicable breakup or whatever, but I had some
we uncoupled.
Divorce. Yeah, you uncoupled. I had a full down, knock them down, let's go to court. You're out of order. I'm out of order. Everybody's out of order. Yeah. Divorce over several, several things. Mm-hmm. And I always question myself because I was like, gosh, was I nice enough? Did I, did I mind my manners enough? That's where I'm coming from.
Right.
What did I do that was wrong? So a lot of times in these instances, I will self destroy. And then I have to go back to the process and then figure out, what you had to do was just advocate for yourself. That's all. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now what do I do? That's where the scattering comes from me. Because I advocated for myself. Now I'm scattered. I'm like, okay, I know that if I could do X, Y, and Z for the company or the program that I was working with, and I can do X, Y, and Z for that, then I know I can do it for me. We're going to go back to breastfeeding again.
Oh, God.
Yes, we're going back to breastfeeding again because I can do it. I can give up what I love for the sake of Jordan's health. I know I can do it. Not only did I do it once, but I've done it twice. Mm-hmm. Not only have I done it then, I've actually challenged myself and done it for myself, not for long periods of time, but for the sake of getting me on track and getting me healthy. Yeah, I've done it. And so now it's coming at me in a new way. I haven't quite figured out what is. I know I'm close. I'm really close. Yeah. But I haven't quite figured it out. I don't fit in that environment anymore. And I'm watching all of the hotties, as I feel like I'm being cast aside, all of this knowledge that I want to use, all this art that I want to produce. Yeah. I'm seeing all of the hotties around me being kind of glorified and, money is being poured into their creativity or whatever it is that they're doing, and then I have to, because I'm the only one who's the mommy with the children with, all of this, who doesn't have extra support and doesn't, the husband is, he's cool. I love him. He's from Queens, y'all. He is from Queens. So he's not trying to be like, hey, babe, maybe you could do something. That's not him. Yeah. I'm not married to that man. I'm glad, but it's not very beneficial for me when I'm trying to come up with my new creative plan. He's on board once I'm on board, but other than that, he's like, I don't know, man. You have to figure that out. You talk to Nina. You talk to Kelly. You talk to your other friends. So, so I have to really figure it out, but I also have to make sure dinner is done and everything is cooked and, And you know what? That's my blank space.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. It's that feeling like you are out there floating, and there's support in certain ways. Right. But there's not the other support. Right. And then having to, like,
not that you know of,
literally, right. And then having to, like, literally be the one to take care of yourself.
Right.
Like, so you're taking care of the stuff. You're creating the art. You're doing the other thing. But then
who's going to take care of
But
Nina?
you have to take care of yourself.
Right.
Like, you have to be the one to take yourself to get your hair done.
Right.
You have to be the one
Girl,
to take yourself to get
we're going back to pregnancy.
Get the nails done. Well,
we're going back to pregnancy.
You have to be the one to get yourself the facial. And it's like, you know, I need a mommy and a wife.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I need. Yeah. That's what I need.
I need a mommy and a wife.
Where's my dinner? Where's my shoes?
You know, and
they should have been at the door. Remember that song? Respect me. Hi. I'm home.
Oh, Lord.
Where's my shoes? They should have been at the door. Where's my dinner? Girl, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't know what song this is.
But you better get it together.
That
was what's her name's version of Respect. Oh my God, now I can't think of the name. What you want? Baby, I got it. What you need? You know that I got it. All I want is a little bit of respect. When you come home, give it to me, whatever. Respect me!
I don't know who that is.
The name begin with an A.
I don't know who that is at all.
Where's Jeffrey when I need him?
Yeah, you need Jeffrey.
That's a house song, you know.
Because I don't know who that be at all.
I'm going to find her.
Yeah, you find her. Because I don't know
But yes,
her.
I do. I need one. Yeah.
I'm like Mariah. I don't know her.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
But yes, you do. That's what you need. It's the same thing as being pregnant, though. And the first thing that it was no problem getting you pregnant, right? That was easy. You had all the sport in the world. Had everything from the man to the sperms to the bedrooms, pillows. Probably had a nice glass of wine, whatever. Probably didn't need that. Didn't even need it. Everything worked together. Fine. Boom. Soon as the stuff is happening, 6 months, 10 months down. 6 weeks, whatever. Nausea. Oh, boo boo stuff happening. Oh. You know, being able to smell the inside of the belly of somebody down the street who had garlic and potatoes from 10 blocks away.
Right? Don't you get like bloodhound nose? That's what we used to call it. Like I could smell everything everywhere.
I was allergic to my own husband. I thought he was making me sick. You know, I could smell the inside of the wood of the furniture. And there was nothing that anybody could really do. Girl, the inside. And girl, being in New York City. In August.
And you're in town.
Oh, I can still smell it today. But you know, who had to take care of me? I wish I had, I wish I could be like Queen Nefertiti and sit on a palm tree and have, have stands around me.
But why can't we?
I'm with you.
Why can't we? So I have been learning some things, from my sister because she's rock star.
Hey,
Aisha.
That's
World
her
Peace.
Name. World Peaceness. Hello, Miss World Peaceness.
Hey, World Peace. One of the things I have been learning is to take care of myself first. Because, what happens when you have a newborn is that it's like everything stops for the baby.
Yeah.
Because the baby can't,
and you have to you got to put that time.
Right. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But then you have to relearn.
Yeah. Yes.
To take care of yourself.
Yeah.
First. And, people hate this analogy, but it's true. If you're on the airplane,
I
they
was
tell
just
you
thinking that.
Put the oxygen mask on yourself first.
Yeah.
So you don't pass out while you're trying to help somebody else.
Right. And that's what we're doing.
Right. And so and learning to, it's just, okay, I guess I'm just whining
okay,
today.
Go whine, girl,
it's
whine.
Hard.
It is. We have a Doug and Wendy whiner moment.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's
how come it can't go my way?
That's where I was going. See, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what? I apologize. I am going to try to edit this so that it is not oppressive for you. But
I think you're speaking to the people.
No, I know, but I had a point. And see, sometimes I go from A all the way down to J just to try to get to B.
Yes.
Okay. So that whole thing about the place where I worked for 18 years, this was the point.
Okay.
It built up over 18 years. It's not going to go away in 2 weeks.
Thank you. That's it.
But because I'm ready to be done with it.
I just haven't when it happened. Like the pregnancy.
I am so ready to be done with it and move on to the next
Your
thing
intellectual
that
stuff
I want to skip to the next part of the
Right.
process.
Right. I feel you.
And that's, I guess, in a nutshell. So when you are there, here's a question. When you're there, like, it took 18 years to build up whatever. I realize I'm having a moment today. I want it to be done. But also realizing, oh, but hey, girl, it took a while. So it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
But it don't have to take as long as it took to build up to get rid of it.
No. But it's going to take what it's going to take.
It's going to take what it's going to take. But in the meantime, I still got 2 projects I'm working on.
Yes, right.
Which I am, on one, I am the producer, and on the other one, I'm a co-producer.
Right. That's what your Shine text reminded you of.
Yes, working backwards, right? From the, like, here's the due date and working back. Thank you. See, yes, outline and show notes.
I'm on it today. I got lemon water. Ha!
This is why your friends are important.
Girl, I'm going to be listening to this podcast myself.
Listen.
I'm crying and listening.
Okay, where did we just point at? Right?
Yes.
So, this is the question. How do you, when you realize all of those things, keep yourself inspired? Because I'm in the middle of the messy part.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself inspired? How do you refill the well that you've been pouring out of? You know, because I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna feel fine. I might feel fine at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After I go eat something else and take a nap. Who knows?
Right.
But right now, I feel like I don't want to take care of nobody.
Right. And you shouldn't have to.
But I have to, because they're going to be home at 3:30.
We got to wrap this up. I knew I was getting too comfortable. But wait a minute. But I was going to say, the funny thing is, the reason why we are coming at all of you world, okay, to the entire world,
right.
The reason why it was important for us to do this particular podcast is because, not that it hasn't been done before, it's always done, but I thought it would be good to capture us in our realness so that we can see how we go through it. Because for whatever reason, people assume that, oh, you go through it, it's this so easy, you make everything so easy, you're so, you're such super women, you're such glamazons, and that is all true, of course.
Glamazon.
But you know what? You do it too.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need a little bit of encouragement, and sometimes you want to capture the realness of it. That's why I don't want you to edit out the tears, because this is a very real thing that we're going through right now. This is not like, oh, I've overcome and we're super millionaires now and we can pay people to look like us and make sure that you just get the word out. While we all go and just, if we have a bad day, we go to the spa. I ain't mad at you. If you get a bad day and you go to the spa, well, guess what? I can't do it.
Listen, if you can do it.
Please do it.
If you can. I was talking to one of the hosts from Tea with Queen and Jay on Twitter the other day.
Yeah. And
she was, talking about, she's being really open about the fact that she had gone to therapy and had some discoveries and stuff. And I was telling her, and everybody was just hopping on and like encouraging her. It's like, good girl, yes, do what you got to take care of yourself, all the stuff.
Right.
And I put up this quote by Bell Hooks, where she's from her book Sisters of the Yam, and she said, therapy is a luxury that Black women have not afforded ourselves.
Right, that's right.
And she said, full disclosure, I was having a bad day. I went in for a session and I felt so much better.
Yeah.
Came home and said, this is so self-indulgent and luxurious. And it's like, but why shouldn't we have that?
Yeah.
Why
if you were able to have it.
Right. In whatever way you get it. If going to church does it for you, go.
Get it, go.
If going to therapy does it for you, get it, go.
And
if
I'm going to talk to my
out,
people who ain't got no monies at all.
Yeah.
You got to tap into your creativity, because I'm going to tell you the real. I don't always have it.
Right.
I didn't always have it. And sometimes that meant just going outside and sitting and looking, whether it was very cold, because, I live in a cold climate, or not. I had to find some beauty from somewhere. I had to go to a free event, take my kids. Sometimes I always had my kids with me. Yep. I had to find beauty and peace with all of that, and I found that, yes, it's a process. And part of the process is it's not supposed to feel good. That's why I keep referring back to pregnancy. Pregnancy was a wonderful learning lesson for me. It did not ever, like I said, conception was wonderful. but not, maybe not for everybody. But the trip to getting a beautiful, healthy baby, that was terrible. Some people were like, I love being pregnant. I had to get used to my body twisting and turning and sciatica nerve and all of that. I had to get used to it. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it was the best learning lesson because, I understand really what the process is. That means it's not going to feel good, and you're not even going to be able to see the outcome. You'll get to the point, even as a pregnant person, the baby's got to come out.
Eventually,
but it's got to come out. But somewhere in your mind, you're like, this is never happening. You don't know why I did this.
Yep.
You feel, or at least that's what I felt.
Yeah.
Like that. And so I feel like that's what it is with the process of creativity. We're in a new space. This is a new situation. We just laid one piece of creativity to rest, and now we have to allow ourselves to birth another one. And like you said, you get all that, you understand that, but you want to have it happen now. It's the same thing with pregnancy. I'm 80 months pregnant. I'm ready to come on, it's time.
I've been pregnant forever,
girl. It's gonna happen when it happens.
Right.
It's gonna happen when it happens.
I tell you what I did do though, which I haven't been able to do. I realized in almost 4 years, which pissed me off when I realized it.
Okay.
And I went to the library and got 4 books that are fiction that I want to read.
That's nice.
Because I haven't read a book for enjoyment, like an actual physical paper book.
Yes, that's why I keep going back to The Alchemist.
I mean, because I
don't read much.
I mean, because reading was my sanctuary when I was a kid, and I do believe it's where all of my creativity started, so being able to read fiction by Black people and just I'm going to go into this world for a little while and escape and be here. I
can't travel to Spain tonight.
Right. And I don't I like physical books.
Yeah. Right. Me too.
I love technology for everything else. I hate it for books. I like physical books.
Yeah.
And
that's how I felt about CD covers.
Yeah.
I was very sad.
And I went and got 4 books that I wanted to read.
Yeah.
I am currently reading.
Yes, what are you reading? Do tell.
I'm reading What It Means When a Man Falls from the Sky by Leslie Aneka. What's her last name?
Okay.
I know because I found that book because LeVar Burton read the title story on LeVar Burton Reads. Tell you right now what it means when a man falls from the sky.
Yes.
By Leslie Aneka Arima. Yes. So I'm reading that book. It's a collection of short stories. She is a Nigerian writer. It's amazing.
Yes.
I am going to reread A Wrinkle in Time with the children ahead of Ava's movie coming out because
girl, yes. Okay, though, what age group is that? Is that a Jordan Sage read?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all day.
I'm sorry, I never read that book.
That's okay. But y'all should read it before the movie comes out.
Okay, we're gonna read the book.
Because just seeing the people that she picked to be in the movie make me excited to read it again.
Yeah.
Picturing them as the characters. And I just vibe with Ava. Y'all know I love me some Ava DuVernay.
Ava, when you gonna come over and visit us? When you gonna come over, Miss Madam?
Just invite us to sit.
Yeah, maybe we better go over your house.
Look, we're just gonna sit with you and Oprah in the Apostle Garden and the Mermaid Pond, and it's gonna be amazing.
Right. That's right.
Shout out!
I can teach those classes for for the children at the school. Right. Miss Oprah, I'm just saying, ballet all day.
Look, you want me to go to South Africa and teach theater to your daughters?
I can do it. I can do it. Hello, South Africa.
Hello.
Where's my family?
But yes, that's something that I'm doing to refill the well. I'm reading.
Yes.
Books that I want to read. I also got a novel by N.K. Jemisin, who is a Black sci-fi fantasy writer. Ooh. I'm starting to get more into because I only consumed Octavia Butler for years.
Wow.
In terms of Black sci-fi fantasy, because she was the only one I knew.
Right.
So I have been reading more by more authors, so I'm very excited to read N.K. Jemisin's book, and I got another one. I can't remember what the last one is right now, but that's okay. I'll put it in the show notes when I figure it out.
Okay. I have some books too, but I have to bring them in. They had a special dance section when I walked in the library. Girl, me and Sage saw them books. We didn't give anybody any. We took our arms, opened them up. We didn't even read them. We just saw dancer. That's a black person. That's a black dancer. I think Aisha Ash is on the one of them, and we got all the Misty Copelands in her cookbook, and we got Meet the Dancer. So I got books, I don't even know what they're called. We literally just hugged the counter, went to the thing. I left my library card, of course, and then I owed money too. So I had to negotiate.
Took all the people books.
So did. I had to negotiate. Can I just take this book out today? Y'all know I'm good for it. Y'all know I'm good for it. So she let me. So I got all these books at home. I'll take a picture so you can put them on.
Yes, please send me a picture. Oh my gosh.
Okay, yes.
So that's one thing. So going outside,
yes,
is a thing that we do to refill the well.
Yes, you can go outside. You can. Here's one that I
get
had.
Some books.
This is one that I did recently over my birthday week because I was quite stressed before the weekend. I didn't calm down until till we did the last podcast.
Made you turn up.
Yeah, and then I got turned out because I was turning up, and now I need to just turn down. For what? I don't know. Anyway, so I went to meet my friend on the west side. Hey, Joanne. She's not black. She's cool though. And I've known her.
We're not
anti non-black.
We have white friends.
We have white friends. Wait, some of our best friends
are white. Some of our best friends are white.
Like this one girl I went to high school with.
Oh my God.
We used to say hello every time we passed each other. Come on, if you white, you gotta laugh at that too. Come on now. But anyways, I love her. Anyway, so we went over. I went to the west side, and we did this Mary Kay thing, guys. This was my first Mary Kay scrub thing.
Oh.
And you know what? The lady, we did our face and stuff, but she gave us a warm white towel, and all we did was put it on our face. Oh. So can I tell you how that that made me feel so lovely. That was my moment. I was like, all I needed was a little bowl with some hot water and a cloth to put on my face. I'm about to work this. That's a spa moment for me. So that's another thing you can do.
Hot towel.
A hot towel. And then you could put a little scent on it. I'm thinking, right? Lavender. Yes. Neroli. I did go to Lavender. Shout out to Lavender in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes.
I want you to know I love Lavender. I love the ladies. They were all fine. I will never, ever get an eye threading ever again. No, it's not happening.
Listen.
Wax me all day long.
If you all have not listened to episode 10, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, or even if you have listened to the episode, go to our Instagram page.
Yes.
Go to our Facebook page, Harmonize with Nina and Kenya. On Instagram, we're Harmonize Pod.
Yes.
And look at the pictures from Kenya's birthday. Ooh. I don't think I didn't repost the video because I didn't ask you and Kelly permission.
Yeah, you go ahead and post that.
Okay, I will post the video of Kenya getting those eyebrows threaded.
Lord have mercy.
When I tell you, it is comedy. It's like, wait, please, can we just talk? Okay, let's just talk. Okay, wait, okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. No, it's okay. Keep going. Keep going.
Are you okay? No. I think at one point I was like, I didn't know that my hair was so attached to my eyeball. I'm gonna have to find another way, but yes, the waxing, I will be doing waxing. But I love lavender. Lavender is all that in the bag.
Lavender Nail Bar and Spa is a Black-owned spa.
Yes.
In Playhouse Square in downtown Cleveland.
And how long has it been around now?
It has been around. It has to.
It's been a few years,
maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah,
maybe?
that's a long time.
Yeah, maybe 2-3, especially in that space.
Yeah, that's right.
But they have excellent service.
Yes.
It is so wonderful in there.
Yes.
I mean, it like you walk in and you just sigh relief. All of her scrubs and lotions and creams are handmade. You get to walk in and pick your scents.
Yeah.
And
it's really beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is. They pampered me for my birthday a couple years ago when I went, and they have happy hour. Did you know that?
Yes, girl. Happy hour.
They have a happy hour where like there's spa, and this is for real, like for real customer endorsement because they're not paying for ad space or anything.
Right.
We just love them. But they have a happy hour, which is really wonderful, and you can go in during their happy hour, which I think is from like 5 to 7.
Yep, that's right.
And the spa treatments, which are usually like $45, you can get for $25, and you get a glass of bubbly or wine, or if you're teetotaling, you can get like a flavored water. But it's so much fun. It's so much fun. They do couples, they do kids, they do like bridal parties. If you and your girls just want to go and have a girls' date, they do all of that. Yeah.
Yes, these are some of the things that you can do though, just to give you some ideas.
Refill the
yes, we're refilling. Those are some of the things that we can do.
we knew what we was talking about. We wasn't just going off.
I'm telling you, shoot,
we're geniuses.
Things like those things, even down to the get yourself some lemon water with some. And put something, spruce it up with a mint, or a cucumber. You know, it sounds crazy because in every magazine ad they have that, but you know, whatever it is, those are things that you can do, and then allow yourself to understand that whatever you're going through is definitely part of the process. And what you want to remember is what I had to remember for myself. Is that when I feel scattered like that, or when I get to the point where I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I need to do something, but I don't want to do anything. I think about the stuff that I've been doing.
Yep.
You know, and of course I need that time to recharge and just look at the sky until the kids come home. Then I got, then I ain't got no choice. I got to do what I want to do. If I value my life, I'm going to do what I got to do. But, those are some things that you can do. We feel you, family. Yes. We really do. We understand what you're going through. You're not going to, I would try and find inspiration, especially, won't lie, maybe we could talk about this separately, but about, finances and having a vision and stuff. Yes. And I found myself being attracted to all of these people who were single. And most of the people were all single white men, or they just fell in love with somebody and they were already established. And so I was looking for my people, and I found some of my people, but I'm like, I don't know if they're scam artists. Yeah, right. I said it. I don't know about them. Because again, those people were, didn't have the dynamic of family. Yeah. And were, they had me until they would make some comment. And I'm like, okay, this is not for me. So, this is why we're here. Yeah. Maybe we don't have all the answers, but we can figure it out. We don't. Yeah, we don't. We can figure it out together because if we can bring home the bacon fried up in the pan, never let you forget you're a man or a woman, depending on who you are. You can't help who you love. Right. Then you can do these things. Yeah. You do it because you're an artist. So you're doing it already. So we will figure this out, how to be harmonized, all of us together.
I never know when she's gonna do that.
It just jumps out at me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Alrighty then.
Oh, and this is the last thing we're gonna say. Okay. We were added to Player FM's Best Twerk Talk list 2017. Oh, Lord.
Let me see you took me roll.
That is not.
I know, but that's what my hips do. And now I'm tired. Good night.
Good night. We were added to Player FM's Best Twerk Talk Podcast 2017. Our episode number 7, Black Girl Magic and Black Boy Joy. And who knew such a list even existed? That made my day yesterday. I was like, hey, do y'all know?
Come on. Now you tired.
Right now.
Night.
Good night. We did a special thing this time. We recorded on video as we were recording the podcast. So
I hope it comes out.
It will.
Okay.
So
maybe I should make that face then.
You're so funny. So here we go. You can please reach out to us. Our email is harmonizenk@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at HarmonizePod. You can follow us on Facebook, Harmonize with Nina and Kenya. And you can follow us on Instagram, HarmonizePod. Our official hashtag is #HarmonizePod. We want to shout out, as always, our Black Pod family. We added a member. She is a homegirl from New Orleans.
Really?
I was listening to her last night. Yes, girl.
Who is this?
Her podcast is called The Around the Lectual Girl.
All right. Go on then.
And
welcome,
girl, to
the community.
Hashtag Black Pod family. Around the Lectual Girl. And girl, she talked like this the whole time.
That's
and
right.
I was cackling. I was like, yes, I'm home. So yeah. We all of those things. We love y'all. Keep harmonizing.
Yes. I miss hey. Yay, LeVar Burton.
Which is, reading Rainbow for adults.
Yes.
That's basically what it is.
Girl, don't get me started singing that.
Yes, it was.
It's the Reading Rainbow.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help us.